Hi everyone, this is Go With Experiences, also known as Alianda Pagati. This is the story of being a survivor of gender-based violence. So, what happened was, remember, if you have to watch part one in order for you to understand what's happening here. What happened was, I went to the store, I bought the groceries, and when I got to the till, when I'm supposed to make payment, the card declined. I did the transaction and removed some stuff, and it kept on declining. And the lady was like, it's insufficient funds. So I went to the bank, left everything there at the store, went to the bank. When I got to the bank, and they sat me down so nicely, very nice and calmly, and they tilted the screen and they said, check. You have been withdrawing your money, so do not say the charges are too much. Hey, it is not bank charges. I was shocked. The amount that was withdrawn there, back then I was earning around 1,500, 1,500 per week. I mean, it was like 8, 9 years ago, right? So that's how much I was earning. So they showed me that you've been withdrawing, you withdrew close to 600 rands, with you drawing in 50 rand in segments, 50 rand, 50 rand, 50 rand, 50 rand, 50 rand. And those of you that know the South African bank called Capitec, back then you would not receive a notification for any amount below 100 rand that was transacted, whether money in or money out. You would not get a notification at all, none whatsoever, right? So they show me the ATM where the money was withdrawn. It is the ATM which is close to our house. I just took my card, I took my bag, I got to the taxis, took a taxi, got home. When I got home, I found my man high as if. High as if he was high, lying on bed. And then I woke him up. And then I'm like, dude, are you aware that I'm missing money in my bank account? And he's like, yeah, I do know. I'm like, what do you mean, you know? Like, I don't understand. He's like, yeah, I took the money because you're not giving me money. So I took your money and I used it and I bought what I'm using. I'm like, dude, you just got back from rehab now. So why are you still using? Because you were supposed to be healing and not relapsing and going back to your old habits. And he told me, that remember, you don't give me money, you don't give me an allowance. So I decided to take my own allowance. And I asked him, so you took your own allowance, whereas we were supposed to be using this money to pay for bills, to buy food, to pay rent, to do everything in this home. But you tell me that I was not giving you money. It's like, yeah, because you're doing your own transactions. When you're at work, you're going to McDonald's, you're buying steers. He's telling me my money, when I get paid, I spoil myself. I mean, I work very hard. I spoil myself. I buy myself takeaways. I buy takeaways to come home. So you cannot tell me that I bought takeaways in the morning and I bought takeaways in the evening. Why am I buying takeaways twice? I work. I mean, hello. When I answered him and I said to him that I work, he gave me a slap. He gave me a hiding. He locked me in the house. He took my bank card again, this time with my knowledge. Took my bank card, beat me until I had like a blue eye. My arm wasn't working for like 3, 4 days. And he told me I'm not going to work until I respect him, until I understand where he's coming from. And I had to call my manager then at work and tell her what is the situation and disclose everything like 100% so that I don't get terminated at work. And when I got back to work, she saw my eye like still had some marks where I was still hurt. She saw my arms, my arm was still bruised. There was things that were happening a lot in my brain, in my body. There was just a lot that was happening. I was dealing with a lot of trauma. And now, since it has started already, he started doing it every week. When I would get paid, I would get a beating. I would get like And sometimes he would force himself on me. Sometimes he would try to make me feel small. He was very controlling. He was like a narcissist. He was emotionally abusive. You know, I'm forever grateful for ever meeting this person, because he taught me how people are at a young age. And I see some people go through abuse and they are older. They don't have any idea how to deal with the situation. I dealt with this at 21 without having any support of friends, without having any support of family, without having any other support besides myself. I had to choose for myself what I wanted. I had to choose for my son what I wanted. I had to choose, why am I still in this thing? Even though he had broken me, even though he had brought me down, even though he has believed that I am not worth anything. I am not worth friends. I am not worth a relationship. I am not worth a partner. I am not worth anything. I still fought for myself. I remember when he was doing this on a weekly basis, to a point that the landlord even threatened to kick us out, because we are always fighting. And she was saying that if we don't move out, she's going to be caught up in a position one day that one of us has died because of this violence that is happening between us. And it was really scary. It was really tough being in that situation, being in a situation where you've got no control over your body. No matter what, you're being beaten, you're being like, you were just going through the most, and you don't have any control on your body. You do not have any power in whatever happens in your life at this point. This was the toughest time of my life, not knowing that going to elope with this man who has a drug problem is going to be the worst nightmare I've been in. And that went on for about 2 years, because we broke up 2 years after moving in together. It went on for 2 years, and it went on and on and on and on. And he would bring me down, drop my self-esteem. He would try by all means to make sure that I don't understand and value myself. I don't know who I am anymore. You know, he would do that. He would be like controlling. He would try and bring me down in every possible way. And that got even deeper. And at this moment, I would like to say I learned a lot from that relationship. I've learned that I am strong, and I can tolerate physical pain so much that I could bear with the pain for 2 years. I could bear with the fear of knowing that this person, when he comes, there is a possibility of being beaten. For the fact that I don't want to give him money to go and use, I would be beaten. For the fact that I dispute the fact that he can't go out, I'm going to be beaten. So it was something that I ended up understanding, that it was never about me. It was always about him. And the sad thing, I sent him, this guy, to rehab for about 3 times. And all the 3 times he would come back after the second week. After the detoxing week, he would discharge himself, because rehabilitation centers cannot keep you against your will. If you want to go, they will allow you to go. And he would come back home and say he's a changed person. He would steal my money. He would steal my belongings. I remember at this one time, he stole our TV in our home, and it never came back. He stole funds, and those funds never come back. He stole things that belong to us, and they never come back. Each and every time he came back from rehab, a different story would appear, a different episode would happen. So women out there, I would like you guys to understand one thing. You're strong, you're beautiful, you're confident. You need to know your worth. You need to not tolerate nonsense. Nonsense is where it led me to where I was because of I was tolerating nonsense. So how we ended up breaking up with him, we decided to actually break up. I waited because he was so abusive. I waited for like when we were okay, we didn't have issues, we didn't have any fights. And I told him, when I come back from work, please can you leave the key? Excuse me, I'm exhausted. Please can you leave the key with the landlord, and then you'd be able to move out when I come back. Please can I not find you here? He thought I was kidding. He packed everything, and he left his stuff on waiting for me to come back from work. So when I got back from work, I found everything here, and he was sitting on the bed. And I'm like, "You still here?" He's like, "Yes, I'm still here." "Were you serious?" I'm like, "Yes, I was serious. You were supposed to leave the key with the landlord and you're moving out." And then he thought I was joking, of which I was not. And I told him, "I am not going to leave until you decide to leave. So I'm waiting for you to leave." And he took his belongings and he left, and he never came back until today, 2024. If you're watching this video today, it will be, the date would be the 2nd of November 2024. He still hasn't come back till today. He left. I do not know where he is. I do not care where he is, because it was the best decision I ever took for myself, because look at where I am today, understanding my worth, understanding what I want. It has put me in a position where I understand and I am better. I have healed, not entirely, I haven't forgotten, but I've healed. And I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. There's more stories that I'll tell, and some of the stories, guys, if mostly I feel like going to vernacular in the stories, they will translate for you here on YouTube. If you don't understand, just write what you don't understand. I'll do a Q&A video to answer parts where you didn't understand when I was speaking in Zulu. Please, I will try, but for now I would like to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and continue liking and subscribing on this channel. The more viewers and the more subscribers we get, the more we grow, the more we empower other people. The purpose of these stories that I share, it is not to tarnish anybody's name, but to be a life lesson to other people, so they don't make the same mistakes as I did. So this story is titled Surviving Gender-Based Violence. Thank you so much. This is Upatu Corner, and thank you for watching. Enjoy the channel. I'll try and upload another story as soon as I can, but be patient with me. Love you lots. Write your comments, like, subscribe, hit the notifications bar. Thank you. Bye.